Another preview of the 2023 Champion of Champions in Southern California. As all this coverage is brought to you by the 3 new additions to the Stallion roster at Robichaux Ranch Incorporated in Breaux Bridge, Louisiana, as well as the new addition to Granada Farms in 2024, the Sire of Champions, One Famous Eagle. And hello again, everyone. I'm Craig Thompson of StallionEsearch.com here at Los Alamitos. Another preview of the Champion of Champions. And on this episode, we go to the barn of Heath Taylor, who has 5 horses going postward. Yeah, that's right. 5 horses going postward in this 440-yard event, including last year's world champion and winner of last year's Champion of Champion, Impressum. Let's look at what Heath Taylor has to say about his entry of 5 horses going postward. In the older horse division in California this year, one underlying theme has been present throughout the entire season. In the big graded stakes races, it's either been Monte Rosa horses getting to the wire in front, or it's been Heath Taylor trained Impressum defeating a Monte Rosa horse to capture big graded events.
Well, they've really challenged each other all year. It's been a gunfight. They're tremendous horses, and his horses as well as some of the others have been really strong. Formidable foes. The horses are tremendous. Yeah, I think it's been good for racing. Obviously you want to win every time you go over there, but it leaves a lot of excitement. It leaves a lot of, I don't know if you'd say animosity, anxiousness to see. You really, even being as blessed to have such a phenomenal horse as what Impressum has been, is there's no sure wins, and you got to go over there and do the job and certainly leave it all on the track. It's been something else. You obviously you want to win every race that you can win, especially when you're coming back from a horse being crowned world champion. However, to keep the horse at the very razor top of its game the whole 11 months, I think is a little bit unrealistic. And it's not to say that you're not all in every time, but I think that at some point, somewhere through the year, you have to take your foot off the gas a little bit in order to have the horse to be the absolute best it can possibly be on December 9th. And that's the day of the Champion of Champions. My particular owner's goals, albeit that they want to win every time that they go up there, certainly, their goal has always been to have the horse as ready as a horse can be for the Champion of Champions. $750,000, 440, Grade 1, the quarter horse's most prestigious race. So, some of these other races, maybe not work the horses hard, maybe not push the horses hard, and certainly when you do that and you've got outstanding competition, it makes it really hard to win them all, and especially when you're running against great horses. So, it just depends a lot on what the goal is for each horse, what the goal is for the owner. There's a lot of races we could have chased the money. It was very tempting. He was eligible for the challenge. Could have went and run that. He could have went and run at Albuquerque for $350,000, only 10-hour ride away. Could have went and run in a Gold Cup. That's not to say that by no means that he would or wouldn't have won those races, but their goal was to take care of the horse, to extend the horse's career, to have the horse the best he can be on December 9th. Now, if that's good enough to win, then we'll live with that. But he certainly could have flown or drove around and run a lot more of the races, and he may take a completely different path next year if he's sound. So, it just depends on what your goal is and your instructions are from your owner. Flashback, I would expect a huge improvement. Flashback was at a huge disadvantage in the Z. Wayne Griffin trials on 2 accounts. Number one is he's a true 440 horse too. He's a giant horse. He's a huge finisher. And those grade 1s that he's won in the race with KJ was 440. At the time the horse left Albuquerque, instead of coming here, at the time the decision was made to go back to Lone Star. So the horse traveled all the way to Albuquerque, ran a 440 gut-wrenching, life-changing race against that horse, shipped all the way back over there, stayed there, was going to run maybe in the refrigerator or Zia. At the last minute, we only had 14 days notice, shipped all the way back over here, straight through, 24-hour trip, had to have the vet work per the rules of the California Horse Racing Board done that day. And so the horse was only here 14 days total, plus with the vet work, plus with the haul. The horse was extremely light. Nothing from the previous trainer, just from traveling the distance that he had traveled and then being worked on. And he ran an okay race in the trials. He still finished super against Scoops Dynasty and Hooked and Gone. But the horse is probably 175 pounds to 200 pounds of muscle heavier now. Very animated, very high. Got a rough post position for his running style. However, the horse is doing outstanding. And I'm not really thrilled with the draw. It's hard to have 5 horses and get the 1, 2, 3, 4 hole, all 4 positions, and then one got the 7. They start the thoroughbred meet here actually on Champions Day, so you're going to run 10 thoroughbred races in the day on the inside of the track, 4 more that night, so you're going to have 14 races thoroughbreds run on the day on the inside part of the track. And I don't know if it does or doesn't. Horsemen, they always look for excuses, but I don't know that that's ideal. But the reality is, very blessed to have 5 horses in the most prestigious race. Got 5 opportunities. I don't think it's going to change a thing to cry about the post positions, and I don't think they're going to change them for us if we don't like them. You got to run from where you're draw, and that's part of it. If you want to be the best, then you got to be the best under those kind of circumstances. And I doubt having 5 in the champions, anybody's going to feel real sorry for us if we bitch about it to start with. So we're going to run from there and see what happens. And but the horses are good. The horses are ready. It's just a matter of leading them up there healthy and let the chips fall where they may. It's a tough race. There's 5 other outstanding horses in it that it'll take whatever horse wins it. They'll be very deserving because it's going to take somebody's best to win it.
A legendary sire moves to Granada Farms for the 2024 breeding season. One famous eagle, the 2-time AQHA World Champion sire, and the all-time leading first crop sire in quarter horse racing history, who was a 3-time Grade 1 winner as a runner and an earner of over $1.3 million on the racetrack. This son of Mr. Jess Perry has produced 3 winners of the prestigious All-American Futurity, including the all-time record holder for earnings as a 2-year-old, One Dashing Eagle. He also sired the Millionaire in multiple AQHA champion runner, Imperial Eagle. And he also sired the Fabulous Filly, an earner of over $1.8 million on the racetrack, Fly Baby Fly. One Famous Eagle has also produced runners like Millionaire AQHA champion Hot Stepper, an AQHA World Champion and Millionaire, and winner of the Grade 1 Champion of Champions, Audacious Eagle. All these champions and other runners make up 17 Grade 1 stakes winners from his progeny, who also have earned over $38 million from 13 crops to race. Standing in Wheelock, Texas for the 2024 breeding season, the legendary sire, One Famous Eagle.